All right, so this is our Team Passion training on how to use QuickBooks and get your business, up and running with getting your numbers up and running, and how to be a business owner and a CEO and kind of track your business. So Mark Jones, my lovely husband, is going to share how he does this for our business.
All right, so I'm not going to get too in detail with it, but I'm just going to kind of give an overview of how to get started with it, because it would take forever if I went in detail. So I'm just going to share my screen here quick. Is that working, Nicole?
Yes.
Okay, so this is QuickBooks Online. I think it's the easiest. There's different levels you can get. I would kind of stay away from the self-employed one here, because it doesn't give you the option to download banking transactions, and it really has a limited number of reports. So if you're just starting out, and this is kind of good actually because I just came out with this sale here, I would do the simple start one. That way you get these 20 plus reports instead of just 3. So for $18.86 a month, $10.36 a month, you'll never have to upgrade the software. It's always stored online, so you don't have to worry about your computer crashing or anything like that. So let's get into QuickBooks here. So this is the home screen of QuickBooks Online. I kind of made up a fake one right now, and they don't let me add in a bank account, so I can't really put any numbers into this. So I'll just go over where you find your reports and stuff like that. The first thing is, what's really cool about this is you get the feature over here where you can connect your bank account. So I think pretty much all of them now, there might be some small local branches or something that you can't have online banking. I don't know. I think everyone's connected nowadays. But you connect your bank account to this. You'd use your online password and username that you would log into your bank, and it downloads all the transactions to a list. Let's see if I can find it here. So this would come up, and all your transactions would be under this thing here, and you'd have a list of the transactions like you'd see on a statement. And you'd go through each one, you'd select approve, and it'd be put into a category, which I'll show you later. And then you can put a credit card in here if you got a business card, which is pretty cool too. And again, it'll have a list of the transactions coming down here, and you just sort through them, put them into different categories and expense categories. So that saves a lot of time. And then when you do the reconciliation, you just come up here and you click on this, and it's, as long as you keep it clean, it's really one click of a button and it's all done. Pretty much does it for you. So that's one thing I really like. The second one is, this is kind of cool too, is they have a mobile app for it. So you can actually, if you're out at purchasing something or you're at dinner or something, you can take a picture of the receipt right on your phone and store it with the actual transaction in QuickBooks. So when you do your taxes and stuff, you get all your receipts instead of having to save them in a big folder. What else we got? We got the transactions, the chart of accounts here. So this is where it kind of gets a little bit fun. These are all income categories or expense categories. So I kind of broke this one down. QuickBooks will throw these ones all in. You can delete them by clicking over here and get rid of the ones that you don't want. So I made like a header. So this will be Beachbody income. And then underneath it, you do like elite bonus. You can do each one of your business centers. And that breaks down from the Beachbody paycheck that you can get in the coach. Is it the back office, Nicole?
Yep.
Okay. So in the back office, there's a breakdown of what you did for product sales and then the cycle bonuses. So you can see each month or weekly or yearly, whatever you want to do, how your product sales are doing, if you need to increase those, how your team's doing, and then you can just do each business center as you go along. And then I got another one for quarterly bonuses. That's kind of how ours is set up, and I like to keep it that way just so I can see what's doing what. Then you come down here to your expense accounts, which you'd break up to whatever categories you want to put them in. Like I have a marketing one, and then under marketing I have Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and a couple other things. And then you have your office expenses. And so when you sort them back in the banking transaction list, you would sort them into these different categories. And then that way, when you run a report, profit and loss report, it'll break it down right here, and you can see everything. You can sort by date, month, year, the quarter. So it really breaks it down good, and you can see where your business is doing good. And then over here, so if we did it by the year, you could run a report to click on customize, and you click on, let's see if I find it. I don't think it's in this one. But you can compare it from the previous year. You can compare previous months. It'll give you a percentage of what the increase or decrease is, and the dollar amount of what it increased, which is pretty cool. So you can actually get a feel of how the business is doing from year to year or month to month to see how it's going. What else we got?
I think it's a really good idea to make sure you are breaking down the product sales and the team cycle bonuses into that much detail, because it's really good to know where you need to improve. And I remember our financial advisor asking us, like, what's the breakdown? I was like, oh, I don't really know. So that's when we started doing this, and it's been a huge help, to break that down between product sales and what your team's doing. So just wanted to add that.
And we look at that all the time too. Yeah. I mean, I probably look at it weekly. It's just kind of fun to look at too. So another thing too is you don't need to be an actual business to use this. So even if you're just starting out, it's nice to just start now and start building up the data as time goes on, so you can look back. Because we didn't do that, which kind of stinks, and I kind of wish we did. But we started this when we opened up a business, and we probably should have started it way back. So those are the main. There's a lot of stuff in this, and those are kind of the main things that you would use. There's a lot of stuff in here you wouldn't. You're not going to pay sales taxes and stuff like that. You're not going to write invoices. So basically, I use it for that. I download the transactions from the bank, which helps out a lot. I sort them into the different categories. I run reports to see how the business is doing. And that's about all. You can write checks out of here, too, if you wanted to. So that's about what we do. Is there any questions on that? Want to take the questions, Nicole?
Yeah, I had I muted you guys all too, so just unmute yourself when you have a question. But I had two quick questions. One, when you first sign up, do you get like a QuickBooks person that helps you walk you through all this stuff, or did you just like Google and figure this out on your own?
Yeah, no, they don't help you out. It's actually there's a wizard that pops up and it kind of takes you through step by step on what you need. It's fairly easy to set up.
Okay.
The hardest part of setup is doing these chart of accounts.
Right. That's
just because it takes time.
Okay. That's what I was going to ask. So once you have all that chart of accounts up and you do that first download of all of your bank statement, it just takes you that first time, like the first time you do a Facebook ad or something and the transaction says Facebook, it matches you that account, then the next month it'll automatically put it in the Facebook category, right?
Yeah, kind of. If it's your first time downloading any transaction, so say it was Facebook that you first bought something from, it would come in here, it would try to find it automatically, the best account, and that's not always the right account that you want it in. So you'll have to select I wish I could show you, but I can't. So you'd have to select which chart of account that you wanted to put that in, and then click add. There'll be an add button over here on the right. And then anytime after that, that type of transaction gets downloaded, it goes automatically into that account.
Okay. And my other suggestion too is, even if your spouse isn't active in the business, if they're the numbers person, ask them to do this. So whoever that is in your life, if you're the numbers person and you totally love numbers, then this is going to be like a day at the playground for you. You're going to like so enjoy this. But if like even sitting here thinking of setting up a chart of accounts is giving you anxiety, then call upon that spouse of yours to help you do that and sit down and kind of do that together. And then like Mark said, once you do it like a month or 2, 3 months, it's going to just, you know, he goes in there now and I'll be like, hey, Mark, the last pay date of January just popped in or whatever. Can you give me some numbers? And within an hour, he gives me numbers and he downloads everything weekly and just double checks it. But it doesn't take you long anymore now to make sure all the accounts are matching up right, correct?
Right. No, it's easy. Once you get going, it's easy. It saves a lot of time,
Cool.
especially with the bank account.
Any questions? Hi, Kavika.
So I guess basically I would say start out with the simple start. You can always upgrade if you wanted to. And then that way you get your reports. It's 20 plus reports. I mean, you're not going to use them all, but there's some good ones in there other than just profit and loss.
And then, the other big thing about this is you don't, I mean, it's up to you. You can talk to your accountant, but we don't save receipts anymore. Everything gets uploaded in here. So honestly, like our tax season is cake. Like Mark calls the accountant, what do you need? He prints out all the reports right from here. There's a couple of things that he needs on paper, you know, but other than that, it's everything right in here. And then he does all the numbers and he lets us know when the numbers are ready. So there's no like.
You don't even have to do that if you have an accountant that knows computers, unlike ours. You would click on this, and there is a setting in here. I think it's under accounts or something, where you can share this with an accountant. So he
Right.
can log in, and he can get everything he wants.
Yeah. So our financial advisor has our login. And he just goes right into this every month. Before we do our monthly call, he logs in and looks at our numbers first. Mark, Sarah's asking, so her husband's CBC, she just puts right in here too. She just separates it out like you did, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So basically, no, Charlotte, it's not. So Dan Cosgrove is our accountant in Brockton, but our financial advisor is out in LA. He's actually not taking any new clients, but we got a referral through one of my Beachbody customers that works for SAG, and she referred him to us, and we did like a phone interview, and he's awesome. And yeah, he's really good. So unfortunately, he only decided to keep on 6 clients, and we were luckily to be one of them. But yeah, we can, if you start shopping for a financial advisor, we can tell you what to look for and what not to look for. You definitely, when you're looking for a financial advisor, you don't want one that sells other stuff, because they're truly not going to have your best interest at heart. They're going to try to sell you something that they make commission off of. So you want to make sure they are a true financial advisor that doesn't recommend insurance, doesn't recommend all of that. They don't get commission off of all of that. So that's something to look for in a financial advisor. But yeah, Sarah, too, back to your question. Basically, what's going to happen is once you make a certain amount, and for our accountant, it was $400 a week consistently. As soon as Mark's account was making that, we added Mark's account to our to, you know, our corporation. So we opened a corporation when we were making $400 a week, and then when Mark's account was making that, I think we waited till it was like $800 a week or something. But then when Mark's account was making that, we added his account to the corporation, and there's a form in Beachbody that you send to compliance that allows you to do that. So your account, your CBCs and your husband's CBCs can all be, or spouses, can all be on the same S Corp. We do an S Corp, you can do an LLC, whatever your accountant suggests. And everybody's CBCs can be on that, your spouse's CBC too. So that's why you don't need a separate QuickBooks, because you're all under the same EIN number.
And we're using basic stuff really in this QuickBooks, so it's really not hard to set up. But if you do have a problem, you can probably ask your accountant and they can help you.
Yeah, I think everybody uses it, and everybody has moved to the online version.
Yeah, you can access it from anywhere right. With an internet connection.
Yep. But I would definitely, like Mark said, get the $10 a month and start it now, so that you can start playing around. Like, especially this time of year, it's January 2016. You know, you'll have numbers for all of this year, you know, and then into next year, and you'll have so much to compare it to, and it's really good to have.
Yeah, when you get it started, when you connect your bank, you're just going to download the transactions from January 1st, and then go back and just sort them all into the different chart of accounts. And then you can start right from January 1st. You'll have all that.
Oh, cool.
Almost a month of stuff.
Yeah, so get on this sooner than later. Yes, Taryn, we negotiated a rate with our financial advisor. There was an upfront rate to get everything started. He had like package options where it was personal and business, or just personal, but we went with everything with him. And the other thing that we love about him is he goes to Shalene and Brendan Burchard. He is in the realm of the entrepreneur side. So he has he runs ads and he has an email list. Like, he was already doing all that as we were doing that, so things click so much easier with him. But yes, we pay him a quarterly rate. You know, it's not anything astronomical, but you know, we just feel he just really helps us plan where our money's going next and what our goals are, and it's really helpful. He even talked to like our insurance companies and made sure, because our business is worth so much money now, he made sure if we ever, like, we were on the low end of what we were being insured for, and he was like, you guys are not protected enough, and you know, just reviewed all that and got on the phone with them, and it's been a huge relief for us, because he just has so much security. You know, we have that, we have our living will and testament set up, so that's good, and then we have our accountant, and our accountant doesn't agree with some things on the financial advisor, so we're always like, but it works out fine. So, because we really like our accountant too, so yeah. Anything else?
Anything on setting up QuickBooks or anything?
I think one of the other I just saw Monica pop in, so it reminded me. One of the other things that you want to talk to your accountant about is, you know, I'm not suggesting anything. I'm not offering any advice. I'm not telling you what to do. Let's make that clear. But having all of your money sitting in your business bank account isn't, you know, you want to be careful with that. You want to make sure that you're putting money in different places and different bank accounts and moving it around and paying yourself a payroll. We use ADP. So if you need a payroll referral, just let us know. But, you know, you want to be paying yourself a certain salary out of your business. So you guys who are making $500, $600, $800 a week, your next step is finding an accountant that knows entrepreneurship and getting an S Corp or an LLC set up as soon as possible so that you can start, paying yourself and really protecting yourself. It's a protection thing too. Cool.
I'd do more if they let me put in a fake bank account, but they don't, so I can't put any numbers in.
And we really didn't want to throw up all our numbers for the world to see. I was like, I'm an open book, but I don't know if we want to record this on YouTube. Yes, we can certainly, after you guys get your accounts set up, we could do another call at the end of the month, at the beginning of February, and if you guys have actual questions as you're setting this up, we can plan that.
But I would definitely set it up now if you can.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the year.
Not if you can. See how nice Mark is? Set it up now. All right. Thank you, Mark, very much for your expertise in QuickBooks. And yes, Laura, it cost us $1,400 to set up our S Corp. You need a lawyer sets it up through the state and gets you your EIN and everything. So I think it was about $1,400. Cool. All right. Thank you guys. Have a good night. We'll talk to you soon.